Hello everybody, Ben Stevens with Protein Pantry. I'm here with a dieter of mine, Father David, and he's really made quite a transformation in physical health and mental health and just overall ability to do the things that he not only really needs to do and accomplish, but loves to do and accomplish. And we talk a lot about what we do here at Protein Pantry and quality of life, and the real goal is getting somebody back to the point of really loving to do what really makes life worth living for that individual. So Father, just initially, the weight loss, we've lost 30 pounds, we've lost 9 inches in your stomach, and then just a whole lot of different physical and mental factors. Kind of talk a little bit about your initial journey with being on the Protein Pantry system and losing your weight and how that's been and what it's done for you.
So I started back in November of 2018 in meeting with you, Ben, and at the time I was tipping the scales close to 200 pounds. I think we started out about 197, and for 2 years I had just really noticed that the exercise I was doing formerly wasn't having the same impact. So for 2 years, I just really struggled, wondering if this was just going to be what I should expect for the rest of my life. I had fits and starts of different efforts at dieting or exercising without just getting the results I was looking for. And so really kind of was feeling without hope for a while, and kind of resigned that this was just, as I approach turning 50 in just a few weeks, that this was it. And fortunately, a mutual friend of ours put me in contact with you, Ben, and so we began working on the kind of ketogenic based model of regimen and eating that starting back in November, just very gradually but consistently, started seeing that when I changed what I was eating and adding the supplements to help rehabilitate my metabolism. I think that was a big thing to remember, just that rehabilitation of my metabolism to get it efficient again, burning calories, burning the fat that I didn't need, and bringing with it just a renewed sense of well-being, an energy level that now is consistent. I don't hit those highs or lows in a day as far as feeling tired in the afternoon. I was dealing with an ongoing kind of chronic lower back pain and even spasming that at one point a number of years ago landed me in the hospital with a bulging disc. Now that's completely mitigated. I've got a lot more flexibility in my lower back. If I do have any back pain, it just comes from the activity that I'm engaging, but I've got a stability as far as just those vertebrae down there. I'm not as worried about having another back episode as I'd been either. So the dieting definitely, I don't even call it dieting. This is the way I'm choosing to eat from this time forward. I found fulfilling and tasteful dishes that I enjoy, and so it's really no going back. This is just acknowledging that something had to change in my life, and it was the way I was approaching and using food.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we incorporated the BEMER vascular therapy device in with your dieting and changing your health. Father's a very active person, a lot of biking, loves to water ski and wakeboard, always a very, very active person. As well as a very demanding work schedule with the diocese, and just incorporating the BEMER in with the ketogenic lifestyle, it's totally changed how he goes about everything, how he feels being as active as he is, and really life-changing. And I love the story. He just got back from Vail, Colorado, did a bike race. It was a 7-hour bike race. Had to go up Vail Pass. What you said, you fluctuated from 5,000 feet to 11,000 feet.
Right, 6,000 foot elevation
6,000 foot change in elevation. Didn't go out there previously to train with the altitude, okay? So he kept it ketogenic. People suggested that he carbo load beforehand. He did not do that. He stayed ketogenic. We used the BEMER. He ended up buying his own BEMER vascular therapy device from me because it changed him so much. He traveled with it. We had him do certain settings with the BEMER to really oxygenate his blood right before the bike race. He stayed ketogenic in the morning. Throughout the bike race, we just had him using the Protein Pantry caprylic acid and sea salt capsules to keep electrolytes up, to keep energy up through fat. So between doing that, utilizing the BEMER, he made it through the whole race and initially didn't think it would happen. Just a little bit, Father, just explain, how you really surprised yourself getting through this race up there in Vail, Colorado.
Yeah, so it was a almost 80-mile bike ride from Copper Mountain down through Leadville, up through Vail, so a loop. And I had anticipated riding a lot more through the summer in preparation for the early August event than I did, and nearly came close to just withdrawing from the race. But had a change of mind. I was feeling good on the little bit of biking that I was doing, and so just working with Ben kind of came up with a strategy to approach the race. And race isn't even the right word. I didn't go to compete. I went to complete, which I was able to do, and found that happily, the altitude didn't have as big an effect on me as I expected. I'm sure it was still much different than 10,000 feet lower here in Kansas, but I wasn't experiencing the shortness of breath or just some of those challenging experiences that someone has in a higher altitude. I was able to find a good consistent pace on my cycling cadence, and you just really stay with it. It definitely got challenging toward the end, just naturally, getting fatigued. But throughout, I was able to recognize when I needed to take in a little more caprylic acid or the electrolytes with the mineral salt, and that would kind of bring my system back to a stable level. And staying hydrated and everything, I was able to just make that last big push and complete. So it was both a celebration of what these last months have brought, that I can accomplish something like that, and also a test of the health that I'm enjoying now again, and to see that it's helped me accomplish an event that 2 years ago I never would have considered. So I have found using the BEMER to be something that every day, again, just contributes to a greater sense of peace, well-being. Just as I was telling Ben, I even feel a little more extroverted with people. I have more energy to engage people. In my work as a priest, that's important to be at my best, whether it's counseling people, having meetings, preaching. So in a lot of ways, I really have benefited from this. And I told him up front, I was 50-50 on it. I was like, you're going to have to convince me that this is really worth the investment. And so using his device here in the office for several weeks, I started feeling that difference, and so was convinced enough to incorporate it also into my life.
Well, that's just awesome, Father. I've loved watching your transformation and seeing you able to do the things that you really love to do. And it's just awesome to watch, and I really appreciate your testimony and time. I know it's going to help people, and well, that's what you do, is help people, and I really appreciate you.
And prayer always helps too.
Yeah,
I gotta
absolutely.
tell you, lots of prayer. The Lord wants us to be good stewards of our bodies, and He wants us to enjoy that goodness of health. So lots of prayer helped me get to this point also, so can't ever undermine that as well.
Well said, and I don't need to say any more. So I appreciate everybody watching. Thanks a lot.